These shooters today just have no soul. No spirit, no energy, no like originality, no creativity. They're just all like the same game with a different skin.
This is the Gamer 2323, PlayStation fan, but more and more daily becoming, well, has already basically become a PC gamer when you kind of think about it. The whole conversation though about Marathon is very mixed. I'm looking around because again, my own position is, it's not probably a game that I'm gonna, jump out there and play. I apologize in advance for those of you who like Bungie games. I remember buying Destiny. Did I? Yeah, I think I bought it. Or I bought some expansion or something like that. Yeah, some of the guys were like, hey man, you should play Destiny. I got it. I played it. It didn't click, okay? However, I would say the Marathon's presentation looks quite impressive to me. But I'm listening to a lot of what's being shown here. And, I don't know, bro. Like, I mean, what's going on? Why are the PlayStation fans not showing excitement for this game? Is there something I'm missing?
Same game with a different aesthetic. The same game from a different dev. That's why these junk don't be lasting.
So I guess this is basically what his argument is. It's basically the reality here that these games don't have any unique aspect to them. I guess that's why I play fighting games, because there's, there are not too many of them, and there's a signature to each of the fighting games that have been established over at least 3 decades. They have their problems, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit here and say fighting games. In fact, boy, can they have some serious problems.
All right, so some of my viewers was saying that they wanted me to stream this, but I just didn't care to, because honestly, I be forgetting that this game exists. Like, this game is not on my radar at all. When they had showed the first trailer, I wasn't even like really liking like the look of it. Bungie.
This game, Marathon, it's the aesthetics and the color scheme. Like, you gotta think, like, who's the marketing directed towards?
Bungie today is very different from Bungie back in the day. There's a lot of devs out there today that's kind of living off of like their old team, but they still have the name attached. That's kind of how I look at Bungie.
So, kind of like what happened with Rocksteady for the most. Well, I guess with the leadership, anyways.
Oh, I know this is like the first time they really like showing gameplay for it, but based off the first thing they show, I'm like, this is gonna be another one of those like
I was gonna say it, generic Fortnite color scheme splash. The trailer was pretty cool.
Generic shooters of why did PlayStation even acquire Bungie? Like again, like Bungie. We talking old Bungie? Halo Bungie? Prime Days Bungie? I ain't got nothing bad to say. I ain't got nothing bad to say about them suckers. We talking about Bungie in 2025.
That shit is a 2-pack of ass.
Oh, yo.
Yes.
Marathon. Man, I cannot believe that is his final conclusion about it. Like, goodness.
They're the same. All those talent, all those people that had talent on those shooters are mostly gone, but yet they're still trying to take credit for the work. I'll say this: if y'all liked what you saw, fine, no problem, no problem at all. For suckers that's actually, wanting, especially on PlayStation, where PlayStation needs, some type of exclusive shooters, we was all thinking that could have been Concord at some point.
Ooh, who was thinking that?
Yeah, I don't know about that one, buddy. They're trying to find something, but like nothing really is sticking. Nothing really is all that like worth getting hyped about. And when I look at Marathon, you could say I'm saying this junk too early, whatever. This game ain't gonna last, bro. Ain't nobody gonna really be like excited for this junk, and it's only because literally you can play this junk right now. From what I just seen, hop on Apex. I know Apex now ain't no.
Wow, that is a huge indictment on the game. And I think this is probably the biggest thing is and it's not, Apex is Apex an extraction shooter? I don't know, man. I don't jam out to these titles.
Where what it used to be, but sucker's been playing Apex for years or insert shooter here for years, and now all of a sudden this comes out with a different aesthetic and skin, and because it has the Bungie name on it, we're like supposed to act like we ain't been playing this same jump for the past 8-10 plus years. Like that's just kind of how I feel when I see this game. There's nothing that I haven't saw already, and I felt the same when I saw Concord, and you see how Concord ended up, and they put over $400 million into that. I could imagine. I don't know how much they trying to do on this job.
That's crazy, man. So if I take a little chart here, right? You guys know I like drawing my little stick figures. PlayStation has put this game, Marathon, in a market where there are other shooters out there, and he just mentioned Apex, which is in the, usually shows up in the top 15. Then there's Tarkov when it comes to, is Tarkov an extraction shooter? I think it is. And if I'm wrong, somebody please correct me. There's Hunt. And then there are all the other, and these are not other extraction shooters, but they're survival, games. There's just a whole genre that, would probably have some crossover. Because what I've noticed is like there are Hunt players that would play some of these other games, and some of these, gamers that will play Hunt, and then they'll play Tarkov. And, Apex players, maybe you'll find them in a match with Call of Duty. And these are not even, extraction shooters per se. Right? You find them in Call of Duty matches, or Warzone or whatever it is. You'll find some of these folk in Destiny, you know what I mean? Like there are just these games that are already out here. And I think what it is a lot of gamers are just thinking that these games are here to take their money. This is one of the reasons The Division from Ubisoft Massive got heavily criticized, because they make their game unique. And one thing I've seen about, Marathon is that people are saying that this game will benefit off of a campaign. People want a campaign, something that builds lore that they can go in and play, like, Destiny, because Destiny had the lore. I played The Division, and the one thing everybody could say, even though we knew that The Division had more deeper mechanics, a better gear game, min-maxing and all that, we weren't fooled to think that the lore of The Division was anywhere near Destiny's lore. Like, Bungie really did cook that lore up. And I think that's what people are probably trying to look for here. But that's one thing the Division 1 and Division 2 did is they brought a story mode that you could play for 20 hours, depending on how you decided that you were going to go through it. And those hours that you spent really did help you kind of get, engage with the world, learn the mechanics and such. And you could understand how DLC and stuff was going to be coming down the road. With Bungie, they're already, people are already looking at premium and, possibly expansion packs and stuff. When you're launching the game out the way, I think a lot of these companies, their marketing strategy is also super defective. You know what I mean? They want to continue doing business the way they've always done business, and it just is not working. Plus, the demographics of gamers that they're trying to appeal to is a demographics that's largely moved on from whatever it is that they're trying to serve. This is just the reality right now. It's gonna be polished. It's gonna be smooth, pristine. Game's gonna run beautifully. But I don't know, man. I'm just seeing a lot of very strange reactions online, and you never know. The game might do very well. It might get a finals level, interaction. It might get some Apex level interaction. You never know. But I'm just, going by what I see as the first, set of reactions so far, and doesn't seem like a lot of people are impressed. But thoughts in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching the video. Appreciate you guys' time and audience. Hopefully we'll talk pretty soon in another one. Peace out.